Hi there, this is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films, and welcome to our random review. Today's random review comes from Japan in 1975. It's the 13 Steps of Maki, the Young Aristocrats, which is a fairly strange title. This is on the Sonny Chiba Shout Select collection, volume 2, starring Shihomi Itsuko, who is essentially Sister Street Fighter. Now this is in the Sonny Chiba collection, but it's not a Sonny Chiba film. Sonny Chiba is only in one scene, which is a flashback. This is Itsuko's film. This is a female gang film, and it's absolutely wonderful. Itsuko stars as Maki, who has a thing for the number 13. She even has a few of her outfits with the number 13. She ends up in prison at one point during the film, and even her prison number's the number 13. The film has a wonderful score, like Lalo Schifrin on acid, as terrible reviewers might say. So this starts with a bang and doesn't stop banging for its 78-minute runtime. It's a perfect example of how to pace a film and just rattle through it. There's not too many seconds that are wasted. The film starts with two semi-dressed women tied to a railroad track, but there's no twirling moustaches to be seen. And then about another half dozen women turn up and start kicking the women who are tied to the railway track. And then one of them turns around and says, "Maki's coming." So Itsuko turns up. She's got a wonderful raincoat on with red gloves. She does have matching nunchucks at one point during the film, and one of her, she's got a blue jumper with the number 13 in red. So it's a wonderful matching outfit. And then she comes, has a fight over the opening titles. Some male gangsters turn up and she beats them up as well. So from the opening titles, you know you're in for a treat. Maki is the head of the Wildcats, a female gang, and they get embroiled. They go around the city in a jeep, causing all manner of trouble, and they get cut up by a woman who we find out is the boss of a businessman who is in league with the local Yakuza boss, who's a nasty piece of work. Nora Hiroshi, you'll probably recognise his face. And the girls want to have a little bit of revenge on this young woman. So they bury her and her companion up to their heads in sand. Up to their necks even, not up to their heads. We never see how they get out though, but she does get out. And demands the Yakuza boss sort them out. They call in their bodyguard, who's not interested in getting involved with cat fights, which annoys the daughter of the businessman. She has other means of getting a revenge on Maki and her crew, which are fairly nasty. The film is fairly brutal in places. There's a surprising amount of gore. At one point, Maki delivers a wonderful two-finger punch to the eyes. The Yakuza gang have a samurai called Baldy, a very large man with a very large sword. There's people committing retribution using pruning shears. As I said, Maki has matching red nunchucks to go with her nice red gloves. At one point, a woman tries strangling Maki with her hair, with the woman's hair, not Maki's hair. That doesn't go that well. So Maki's framed and sent to prison, while her friends are basically turned into junkies and are sold, or going to be sold around the world as geishas. So you think, oh, this is quite bad, this is quite brutal. But then you realise Maki gets sent to juvenile prison. So I don't know what juvenile means in Japan. I'm guessing they're under 18. So the scenes of Maki's wildcats being drugged up in states of nudity before they're sold as geishas around the world, and if they're all under 18, that makes it even more nastier and brutal than it first appears. People's alliances kind of change, which makes them interesting characters. Again, there's more character stuff and more character development in the 78 minutes than some films have in 2.5 hours. Allegiances change. People who start off being really unlikable for various reasons, actually you turn out you root for them. Of course you root for Maki, even though she is a bit bad and does bad things, but obviously the Yakuza and the men are even worse. I mean, if you're that way inclined, you will have a smile on your face through most of the film. As I said, there's lots of female nudity, there's lots of gore, torture, bloodshed, matching gloves and nunchucks. There's a wonderful fight in an empty swimming pool, and there's a wonderful fight during a wedding ceremony. Again, Sonny Chiba is only involved because he grew up with Maki as an orphan before he's in America doing other things. But we see the flashback. It's a great scene as Sonny Chiba is training Maki in what is obviously a studio, but it is meant to be a snow-covered landscape with just a single tree. It's a very striking scene, a striking image. But again, for it to be in a Sonny Chiba set, yes, he is in it, but it is only a scene. But I'm so glad they included the film in this set, because it's just absolutely wonderful. It's the second film in the set. I've only watched the two. The first one, which is the defensive power of Aikido, which is a period piece about the development of Aikido, strangely enough. Sonny Chiba's wonderful in that. Again, he's one of the co-leads in that one. But certainly the 13 Steps of Maki, the Young Aristocrats, I don't know why it's called the Young Aristocrats, certainly isn't really a Sonny Chiba film, but he is in it for one scene. But it's so good. So if you want to see more, essentially more Sister Street Fighter films, this is a good substitute. I think I actually preferred this to the Sister Street Fighter films. I know that's sacrilege. The director, whose name escapes me, did seem to do lots of female gang films. He also did a few entries in the Wolf of the City series, which again I think is gang related or Yakuza related. I think there's like 27 entries in that series. But this is just so much fun. If you like the female Scorpion films, if you like the Sister Street Fighter films, then the 13 Steps of Maki, as I say, will put a smile on your face. As I said, great score, great central performance by Utsuko. and it's just a lot of fun. So that's the 13 Steps of Maki, available in the Sonny Chiba Shout Select Collection Volume 2. So please let me know if you've seen this film and what other Japanese female gang films I should check out. Thanks very much for watching. This is Solitary Ronin from Solitary Ronin Films. Saying farewell.